Hey Tori, it's Bernie Sasante here. I just want to thank you for writing into me and sharing your experiences and frustrations with me. What you shared is a common concern among many women, and they deal with this issue on a regular basis, so you shouldn't feel singled out. You know, the tech world is ever growing and changing, and as a society, we're finding new ways to communicate and develop new relationships. This being said, we must be careful to separate virtual interactions with face to face interactions. I want to talk to you about three things, which are one, the role of perception in relationships, two, the role of mindful listening in relationships, and three, the role of self disclosure in relationships. Relationships are experiences in which people find joy and comfort in, but this only happens after each party is comfortable with one another. And this basically is where self disclosure comes in. When both parties share information about themselves, this is when to realize that a relationship is developing. But if this sharing of information is only coming from one party, this means that both people aren't on the same page. But at the same time, you shouldn't be so quick to share your personal information with someone who, in your example, have been only talking for 2 weeks. You should get to know their personality and how they speak before you are comfortable enough with sharing your information. Also, self disclosure mainly boils down to personality. For example, extroverts have an easier time in forming and getting comfortable in relationships than introverts, and people who are introverts take a longer time to open up and even meet face to face. You mentioned in your note that you've been speaking with this individual for about 2 weeks, which may not be enough time for him to find the comfort in face to face interactions. In saying this, you mustn't also be oblivious to obvious signs. You must look at situations on the flip side as well. You also mentioned that you work in the same organization, but in different buildings. This means both of you are actually very close to each other. And one might find it bizarre as to why someone would meet face to face if they are interested in a person. This is where mindful listening comes in. The author Rebecca Schiffro describes mindful listening as the ability to receive the spoken word accurately, retain information, sustain attention, and attend your own responsive speech. In relation to your situation, this must carefully, you must listen carefully to the reasons this person isn't comfortable with meeting face to face. Are these reasons repetitive, or are they always changing? And does his tone of voice sound regretful and not being able to meet up? Remember remember to voice your opinions, but also at the same time listen attentively and mindfully to the other party. Last is perception. Your perception has subconsciously been already shaped by your past experiences. So, in new relationships, this perception is heightened and you experience a multi level awareness. You're able to pick up on body and voice language as well as contradictions in your partner's spoken messages. In saying this, don't allow your previous relationships to ruin your present relationships. This is called the selection process, where you mentally decide that what the role of a person has in your life and whether this person can be beneficial to you or not. Your perception matters a lot in a relationship. The attitude one gives off can determine whether the other partner reaches a comfort zone in a relationship or strays farther away. This all starts by having a conversation. The author Daniel Dowling mentions that it's important to voice your opinions about each other's actions and how they make you feel in a relationship. He goes on to say, talking honestly with your partner about the primary need of a growth in being the next level of relational development together. So basically, when you talk with your partner about issues that concern you, it develops your growth with them. When you convey your message based on your feelings and needs, your partner can stretch out of his or herself to meet your needs and feelings with empathy. With this being said, I shouldn't worry too much because you've only been talking to this person for 2 weeks, which isn't a great amount of time. So just enjoy conversations now and don't put too much pressure on him to meet up. But once you start hitting that 1 month mark, I recommend you open up lines of communication. And if he still doesn't want to meet up, I would recommend that you wrap the relationship up in order to protect yourself and your feelings since you aren't finding satisfaction in him. Other than that, I just encourage you to continue to have fun now and see where this goes. Thank you and take care.